Hello people, welcome back to the channel. Today we are diving into the world of mixed reality again with the Apple Vision Pro. And this has been generating a lot of interests, and you see that I've already made 3 videos about it even without actually hands-on. Now recently, still not a hands-on, but had the opportunity to participate in a roundtable discussion to pick the brains of some fellow tech enthusiasts just like me. So it's an interesting occasion. During the roundtable discussion, several key points emerged about that device. First, while hardware is certainly impressive, several aspects require further exploration. The initial reviews suggest that while EyeSight feature, which scans and creates the 3D personas for FaceTime calls, if you still remember, I talked about it in last video, kind have improved. Since the very beginning promotion video, it still falls short of expectations. Some user even described it as a slightly off-putting, giving them the feel of the uncanny valley thing. While spatial tracking, on the other hand, is praised for its accuracy, some users were unsure whether the pass-through functionality is purely for visual reference or it's actually usable for practically interacting with physical objects that is around us. And additionally, there were concerns about long-term viability of the current App Store in the Vision Pro is very limited, and there are a certain limited number of the apps, and whether developers will going to embrace this platform is unknown. Content is king, as we know, and the success of such device will also depending on how many content will be able in there. So participants also discussed about the Vision Pro around some basic VR user experiences challenges, such as text input and potential issue with motion sickness. While eye and hand tracking combined in the Vision Pro is innovative, some raised concerns about the limitations of multitasking in VR environment like that. Our brains inherently focus on what we are looking at, making the true simultaneous multitasking in such an immersive virtual environment potentially inefficient. Other than that, the potential being mentioned about the Vision Pro's true potential in some other ways is undeniable. So here are some interesting user cases that have been discussed around in the roundtable as well. So imagine using it as a giant virtual monitor mirroring the MacBook screen and expanding the workspace beyond physical limitations. So it has been demoed, which is a very clear function. It's also something that has been commonly shared over social media already, all around. While concerns were raised about multitasking limitations, as I mentioned above, some have envisioned that using Vision Pro for a specific task while precise manipulation in the virtual space can be beneficial, like 3D modeling or design applications. And the potential for a new kind of social interaction through remote hangouts, which the temporary term I came with, using both spatial video and FaceTime avatars is also discussed. But the current state of social VR landscape remains unclear. Now, recently I do see a report about how Apple is considering a guideline about spatially being together as a social interactivity, covering a shared space, a shared object, and more. It might still have been in early development, but at least that's something we can expect. I would like to also address more on that topic, as this is already my research focus on, but maybe in another video with more details being available later. And generally speaking, most of the speakers at the forum are quite looking good towards the future. And you can find the full script of the forum by clicking the card on the corner now, and you can listen through what we discuss about across 2 hours. But now, I would like to share some of my own thoughts outside the forum on the experience of participating in a discussion like that. It's a kind of meta question. So during the event, I noticed something different. Many participants haven't actually experienced VR before, and their expectations for the Vision Pro are shaped by the hype surrounding it rather than understanding of the VR current limitations. While the Vision Pro introduces innovative features such as pass-through technology, eye tracking, and more, it still faces the content, user experience, and social interaction challenges. So is that really a reality check, or a future vision? We don't know. My opinion is that at the table I also gave that it could be both. It is at one side a glimpse into what the future of personal computing might hold, offering innovative features and a unique user experience. However, on the other side, it's also important to remind us to remember that it's a first-gen product with many limitations. Whether it becomes a game changer or fades into obscurity depends really on several factors, such as content development, as I mentioned before. Will developers embrace the platform and create engaging and diverse content experience so people can use it more and more? We don't know. The other one is like user experience refinements. Will Apple address many of the limitations we mentioned above, such as multitasking, task input, and potential comfort issues? People have been raising about that already. We also don't know, so time will tell some of the answers. But another interesting point raised during discussion was the potential of using Vision Pro to create a different niche than traditional iPads, but still in parallel, but not a direct replacement. It could be something that offers unique advantage for specific tasks that are related to 3D manipulation, such as like when there's a creation of 3D model, but insufficient 3D input could also hinder as a problem that whether it's a long-term viability thing in the space or not. We also still looking out to that. Another interesting point that came up during the roundtable discussion, especially for myself to be aware of it, is that there's a significant gap in understanding of VR MR technology among the general public, while I personally experienced a lot of that thing during the discussion. So coming from the industry as I am, I had a different perspective on things like Vision Pro compared to other people. Many of the group members during discussion were excited about the possibility of VR MR, but they actually did not have a deep understanding of the technology's current limitations. This made me realize that there's a need for more education and awareness about things like VR, MR, especially as it continues to evolve and get into our daily lives now. This realization has made me think my own approach to creating tech videos to educate a wider audience. I want to make sure that my videos are not only informative or engaging, but also as a way that is accessible to a wider audience. I want to help people understand the potential of VR and MR technologies while also engaging expectations, managing their expectations to be acknowledging the existing limitations. I believe that by doing so, while I'll be shaping the future of VR and MR, it will also helping to turn the technology to be more benefit towards general public. So that's around everything that I learned from the roundtable, and I think it's quite useful and special sharing them with you, and you will know what I'm thinking and what I'm going to do. So let me know how you think, because communication is very important and it is a key. And otherwise, and I will see you in next video again. And thanks for watching.